following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
This is the War Machine Rhino, the last ever ECW World Heavyweight Champion, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio. Keep listening or you'll get gored in half.
Esposito's Pizza and Pasta. Check us out at one of our fine locations, 930 Route 34 in Matawan, New Jersey, or 233 East Main Street in Manasquan, New Jersey. From pizza and salads to pasta and buffalo wings, we have something to suit every member of your family. Whether you're seeking to take out, delivery, or you just want to dine in, let us do the dishes, as we will be more than happy to take care of your next meal. Our courteous and friendly restaurant staff is here to meet and exceed all your expectations. We promise an enjoyable experience each and every time we serve you. Try our award-winning Sesame Crust Pizza, our recent winner at the Las Vegas Pizza Open. Visit us online at sesameseedpizza.com for store hours, menus, and phone numbers to one of our great locations. Esposito's Pizza and Pasta, so close to eating at Mom's, but without all the yelling.
Hey, this is Bruce Pritchard, and you are listening to Damage 365 Radio. But I need you to know something. Just because I love you doesn't mean I like you.
Hey, wrestling promoters and booking agents, you know where you can get inexpensive prints of your higher talent? Right here at Fast Copy Printing Center, located in the Pearl of the Bayshore. That's right, whether you need 8x10s, 11x14s, posters, long format, or even weatherproof signs, we can do it all. We also can create promotional items for your business, such as pens, business cards, drink koozies, banners, or just a coffee mug. Stop on down to Fast Copy Printing Center, 81 Broad Street in Keyport, New Jersey, or call us at 732-739-4646. No job is too big and satisfaction is guaranteed. Tell them Damage 365 sent you.
This is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius full of glory and renown. You are listening to Damage 365 Radio.
The Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, selling wrestling memorabilia from all around the world, including WWE, Impact, ROH, Japan, Mexico, and the Indies. They sell action figures, lucha masks, t-shirts, trading cards, magazines, DVDs, autographs, collectibles, vintage video games, and more. Stop in to get tickets for local independent wrestling such as UWA Elite, CZW, and Synergy Wrestling. Located indoors at the world-famous Englishtown Flea Market, Blue Building booths 45 through 48, 90 Wilson Avenue in Manalapan Township, New Jersey. Open every Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. all year round. Visit them at Facebook at facebook.com/Funkenstein Inc. New Jersey's largest wrestling store is the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. Tell them Damage 365 sent ya.
Attention everyone, this is Allie, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hey, this is the National Treasure, Nick Oldest, and you're listening to the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. It's the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast with the Enforcer. I
Hello and welcome back to another edition of the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. It's a double edition this week. Yesterday we sat down with WWN star Anthony Henry, and tonight we are welcomed by Shine star Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's a long and very busy week for you, so we appreciate your time.
No problem. It's my pleasure to do this for you guys.
So tomorrow night, one of the biggest matches of the weekend for WWN. It's going to be you and Allison Kay for the Shine title, and clearly not the first time you two have met either. Shine 41, you guys wrestled to a 20-minute draw that left the fans chanting 5 more minutes. That match is available on Club WWN for people that want to go watch it. It was a heck of a match. So talk to us a little bit about that match and what that match means to tomorrow's rematch.
I think that was just that match was mostly just the start of a feud for us. I think it was more respect to a certain extent. I have yet to win the Shine title, and it was pretty much my way of trying to cement my status back in Top Contender. I give credit where credit is due. Allison Kay came back to Shine in top form right now, and she has something that I want. So back then, it was more or less us both cemented our place in that Top Contender for that title, and that match pretty much went to that draw. And I think it's just time now to finish this out and get shit done, basically. And that's what this weekend is culminating to for me to get in my top spot that I deserve since the beginning of Shine.
Yeah, you've been on a tear. I should say you and AK have been on kind of a collision course. If anybody's been following Shine, it's almost like you every time you're about to get that title shot, for some reason or other, somebody steps in your way. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's match. I think it's going to be, like you said, the conclusion of just a great rivalry that you two have had, professional rivalry. And, I mean, leading up to that, you have been in the game, correct me if I'm wrong, you're wrestling coming up on 19 years right now.
Oh my God, yeah, 19 years. That's a long time. Very long time. I'm surprised my body held up that long.
Listen, that's a credit to, yourself and the condition that you keep yourself in. I know you played a lot of sports growing up. I believe you played college basketball, correct?
I did. I played high school basketball, and it led me to get a full scholarship to a private college, Division II. I've only played for about a year and a half in college until wrestling kind of took over.
How easy was that transition from, the world of college sports to professional wrestling? Because when you started, training, I guess it was 1999, 2000, it was a different animal back then, to say the least.
Yeah, the transition, and what's funny is that I was coming back from an injury, playing basketball, a back injury nonetheless. So it was more or less getting into wrestling. Didn't think I was going to become a wrestler, just kind of went in there. They had a gym right next door to this wrestling school, and one thing kind of led to another. So, I mean, when you're a fan of wrestling, you never think that you're going to make this a career. Not in my career, anyhow. I didn't think I was going to even get to a year or even a month. But I went in there, and the moment I took my first bump, it was just like, all right, I can do this. I got the athletic skills, and one thing led to another, and just kind of snowballed from there. My parents and my family, I've always told them I don't want to be a pro wrestler. My main goal was to be a professional basketball player or a SWAT member or police force, something of that nature. But kind of wrestling just snuck its way in, and here I am 19 years later, still trying to live the dream.
And 19 years later, I mean, probably in the best position I would say you've ever been in. I mean, you had a long run, and you've wrestled everybody there is to wrestle in the professional wrestling world. Back in 2006, you made your debut in Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor in 2006 was kind of like the pinnacle, I guess, as far as professional wrestling goes and a legitimate wrestling organization. What was that like? I know it was you, Jimmy Jacobs, Daisy Hayes. It must have been kind of a pretty crazy locker room.
Yeah, you know what? And it was, and Ring of Honor was that thing where you had to get there. If you got to Ring of Honor back in the day, it was like you made it. and that's what ended up happening with me. It's I traveled the world, and I didn't get to that top spot until I got to Ring of Honor and started having that feud and been part of that Vulture squad with Evans and Lacey and do all that whole angle that we were trying to do. It never took off the way it was supposed to take off. I'm not sure exactly what happened. The program kind of fell apart, and then my way out the door for Ring of Honor. Huh?
I'm sorry, continue.
Oh, yeah. No, so it was kind of just a thing where I think the program just kind of fell apart and the Vulture squad kind of just broke apart and everybody went their own separate ways, and I just kept doing what I'm doing, trucking it till now.
Was Gabe Sapolsky a part of Ring of Honor in 2006?
Yes. That's pretty much how I met Gabe, was through Ring of Honor.
Gotcha. Okay, and now, I mean, him at the head of the WWN, and with everything that's going on, it's such big news in the wrestling world. This week they announced that the Evolve 131 is going to be streaming on the WWE Network. What do you think that means for a company like Evolve, a company like Shine under that WWN banner? What does that opportunity really present?
It pretty much presents a unique opportunity. I think when it comes to all the talent that are part of these companies, whether it's Shine, Evolve, anything that's under that WWN banner, it gives WWE a chance for like a breeding ground. That's how I look at it. It gives them a chance to look at all these talents and all these wrestlers in a different light. We always want to put our best foot forward in the ring, but sometimes when you have a company looking at you, or you're doing pay-per-view streaming or anything with TV, you always give a little bit extra. And now with WWE being partnered up and going into this huge weekend with the whole streaming service, I think it's freaking amazing. It's an opportunity that you want to be part of these companies. So now, not just putting your best foot forward in other companies, but you want to make it to an Evolve, and the females want to get to Shine, because now that's where that breeding ground starts. That's where WWE is going to look towards to, because that's their partnership now. So it's definitely something, unique in its own, and it just gives the independent wrestlers another chance to be looked at, where maybe they never had the chance years ago, where they had to, wait for that tryout. Now they're just, the tryout's in the palm of their hands. All they got to do is show up and show out.
And like you said, it's kind of like a springboard. So anybody that's watching that, it might be easier to make communications. I mean, for yourself, as far, is there anywhere you haven't wrestled? I know the last couple of weeks you were in the UK. I believe you were in Australia.
Yeah, I've pretty much been just about everywhere. I think the only place I haven't been is probably Mexico. I mean, I've been to Japan, I've been to Australia, the UK. I think Mexico is the only place I have yet to wrestle in. Do I want to? I'm not sure yet, but it's the only place I haven't been.
Sure. Now, wrestling in so many different countries for different promotions. I mean, Shimmer, Shine, Rise. What do you notice culturally between the fans? Is there that much of a difference, or just the appreciation of professional wrestling kind of universal?
I think the appreciation of wrestling is universal, but when it comes to women's wrestling, every country has its own uniqueness. When I wrestle for like Pro Wrestling Eve, it's such a close-knit atmosphere. The crowd is right in your face, right there at ringside, that it gives you more of a reason to hone your craft a little bit more, because now they're watching every little detail, compared to when you're, have guardrails and you have mats and stuff where the crowd isn't as close. When I go to Australia, it's more of a family-friendly atmosphere, so you have the kids there, and they watch wrestling a whole different way than, someone maybe at Pro Wrestling Eve would watch. So it's a whole different atmosphere. Every country you go to, you don't know what to expect. You just know that you have to go in there and give them what they are known to see you as, and then some. Sometimes, when I go to Australia, I tend to do more little comedy matches, because there is more kids compared if I was wrestling like Pro Wrestling Eve or Shimmer, where I can't do as much comedy, because the fans there expect you to show up and give them more than 100%. Expect you to kill yourself sometimes, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Yeah, it's the truth though, because you want to give them their money's worth. Is basically what it comes down to, and that's what any company. You want to give the promoters and the fans their money worth. They're paying to see you, so you want to give them every inch of you, whether it's a comedy match or whatever it is that they're looking to get. But you also have to take in consideration the fans that are in there. sometimes these kids, in the audience, they don't know